Welcome to the video. Today we'll be flying Air Canada Signature Class from Calgary, Alberta to Toronto, Ontario on a Boeing 787-9. Just wrapping up at the office here. We'll see you next at Calgary International Airport. At Calgary International Airport, Air Canada flights generally depart from C gates, while WestJet flights generally depart from B gates, with A gates shared between the two carriers. After a quick visit to the check-in counter to drop off my bags, I collect my boarding pass and head over to security. Note that all Air Canada status holders can utilize the priority check-in counter, which wasn't necessary today, but it was closer. One interesting thing about the Calgary airport is that there is a complimentary shuttle service called YYC Link that can carry up to 10 passengers and travels along the connections corridor from gates A through E. I like to start my trips with a visit to the Air Canada Lounge, sometimes for a meal and to relax, and sometimes just to grab a quick snack for the flight. In June 2023, Air Canada restricted unlimited lounge access to 50K status holders and above, but if you have one of the 4 premium co-branded credit cards, that still gives you unlimited lounge access, among other benefits. That's how I personally get my lounge access, and I'll link to the card options in the description below. There are workstations with Herman Miller chairs, a rest area that looks like the inside of a ski chalet, a large general seating area, and of course, the buffet concourse with some seating by the bar. The bar is generally well stocked with middle-of-the-shelf wines and spirits, but nothing overly fancy to write home about. The buffet today has 2 soups, tomato bisque and chicken tortilla, as well as a standard spread of cookies, chips, granola bars, veggie platter, cold wraps, and fruit, most commonly consisting of oranges, bananas, and apples. The hot menu consisted of paninis, ginger beef on rice, and beef sliders with truffle aioli. They also had a selection of beef and vegetarian samosas. Sometimes they'll swap out these snacks for popcorn chicken or spring rolls, and for the mains, I've also seen pizza and steak chimichangas on the rotating menu. As boarding approaches, I start to make my way over to the far end of the seat gates, which is typically where the wide-body aircrafts embark and disembark from, and since we're flying in business class today, we get to board in Zone 1. The business class cabin is located in the front third of the plane and consists of 32 seats in a 1-2-1 configuration. Today, we're seated in 2K. The cabin has a retro feel with modern accents, like the textured seat fabric against neutral tones throughout. Each seat comes with a pillow, duvet, and an optional seat pad for additional cushion or sanitation. Sitting down, there's some storage space below the footwell, which itself becomes part of the bed in lie flat mode. The left side rack has storage for magazines, with the right side rack for the safety card. There's also a small tray for loose items, but it doesn't look overly secure. All in all, there's ample leg room as the bed extends to 6'7" or 203 centimeters in lie flat mode. Under the left armrest, there's a storage cubby, and the armrest itself can be adjusted up and down by holding down the lever underneath the padding. Each seat also comes with noise-canceling headphones for the in-flight entertainment system. The Boeing aircrafts come with individual air nozzles, so each passenger can control the cooling in their own pods, which is particularly useful after boarding and loading your luggage. The seat control panel has a number of adjustable settings. For example, you can control the level of tint on the windows, which is actually super helpful when taking a morning flight flying eastbound to reduce the harshness of the rays from sunrise. You can also control how comfortable your seat is by adjusting the stiffness and softness of your headrest and lumbar support, as well as the positioning of each. Lastly, you can independently control the angle of the footrest from the recline, and next to the touchscreen, there's also large built-in buttons for any quick adjustments. The large touchscreen TV is quite responsive, and the picture quality is crisp and clear. The size of the TV is 18 inches in diameter, which makes the viewing experience a lot more enjoyable, particularly when in lie flat mode. The AC Entertainment catalog is also one of the most extensive in the industry, and has a good cross-section of new releases and classics for both movies and TV shows. To the right of the seat, nearest the windows, is another cubby to store your phone, passport, and any other loose items. The cubby has a 110-volt AC power outlet to charge your laptop and any other devices. It also houses the IFE remote control, which extends out of the cubby and is particularly useful to control the TV when in lie flat mode. The cubby also has a USB-A port and a headphone jack for the provided noise-canceling headphones. Today's onboard menu consists of the classic smoked salmon appetizer, 4 main course options, and a selection of cheese, cake, and fruit for dessert. The menu is accompanied with the usual assortment of juices, soft drinks, and hot beverages. The wine menu has a good selection of Canadian and international wines from popular wine-producing regions around the world, including 1 sparkling wine, 2 whites, 3 reds, and 1 port. The signature class cabin is also stocked with the hard bar and beer options. Shortly after takeoff, the crew started the in-flight service by offering passengers a drink from the bar as well as a snack. Considering I was bound for vacation, I was in a celebratory mood and ordered a glass of sparkling wine to accompany the warm salted nuts. I then ordered a glass of white wine in anticipation of the meal service, which seems to always start with the smoked salmon appetizer. This could be just my luck, but I haven't seen or had a different appetizer other than the smoked salmon. Please leave a comment below if anyone watching has had a different appetizer on Air Canada. In any event, the smoked salmon was tasty. It was light and buttery and went down quickly. But if I had to levy a criticism, it would be that it often comes out a bit on the colder side, but understandably, it's better to be on the safe side when handling food at this scale. Sticking with the seafood theme, I ordered the salmon and risotto for my main course, along with a glass of the Chilean white wine. The sauce was rich and creamy, and the risotto was cooked perfectly al dente. The salmon was slightly on the drier side, but when mixed in with the sauce and risotto, the entire dish came together really nicely. It was super delicious. I would definitely order this again. One of the details I like most about flying in business class is the table setting. The crew comes around and sets down a tablecloth and gets you a hot plate with real cutlery, along with a cute salt and pepper shaker. The whole experience just feels more personal. And if you need to use the bathroom during meal service, the tray table slides up and gives you enough room to get out without having to move your table setting. Throughout the meal service, the crew comes by often to make sure everyone's drinks are topped up. And with that last bite, I can't eat any more, and the main course is finished. For dessert, they had a cheese plate, blueberry cheesecake, and fresh fruit. The fruit always comes out a bit too cold for my teeth and isn't particularly special, so I ordered the cheese plate and the cheesecake. And since I barely had any room left, I started on the cheesecake first. It's not quite as fluffy and creamy as when it's freshly made at a restaurant or bakery, but I've never met a cheesecake I didn't like, so I quickly devoured it. And after all that food and drink, a bathroom break is in order. There are 3 lavatories available to business class passengers, 1 dedicated stall near the front and 2 in the back shared with premium economy. The lavatories are fairly standard in size, but on the Boeing 787s, the one in the back right corner is larger and also has a window overlooking the plane engine, which I personally think is pretty cool. All the premium lavatories come with Lavatory branded hand cream and hand soap. The toilets are fairly standard in size, and there is also a standard changing table. As we wrap up this video, if you enjoyed watching and would like to see more content like this, please hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps new channels like mine grow. Welcome to Toronto Pearson International Airport. Tomorrow we'll continue our journey where I'll take you inside the Air Canada Signature Suite in the International Terminal en route to Lima, Peru. Good night.